Welcome, fellow duelists, to Day 2 of the World Championship Qualifier. Each one of you has proven yourselves to be amongst this nation's top duelists. You have risen through the ranks with your skillfully constructed decks and are inches away from fulfilling every duelist's dream, competing in my Duel Monsters World Championship. However, only 6 of you will advance to this most prestigious tournament. Which one of you will be the next King of Games?
Please. I alone should be representing North America in the World Championship. None of these duelists are even close to my level. Over the entire weekend, not a single duelist had a monster that could stand up to my Blue Eyes White Dragon. In fact, I don't think any of you here can even beat Joey Wheeler. If I were to face off against any one of these duelists' pathetic decks, I would put them out of business.
Is that right, Kaiba boy? Then how about dueling one of them in front of a live audience?
That would be a waste of my time. Dueling me isn't a right, it's a privilege. But if you were willing to lower yourself and use one of their decks, I'd be more than happy to show these duelists what a real deck is made of.
Sounds like a plan. Anyone here have a deck I can borrow to put Kaiba in his place?
You can use one of my decks, Pegasus.
Which decks do you have for me to use?
Let's see, I have Dragon Rulers, Prophecy, Evil Swarms, Wind-Ups, Inzectors, or Fire Fists.
Yes, let's see. I think I will use your wind-up deck. If there's anything I like nearly as cartoons is toys. With your wind-up deck, I'll feel right at home. What do you say, Kaiba? You against my wind-ups?
Fine, but if you think your Tinker toys stand a chance against my dragons, you're delusional.
Let's duel.
Turn 1, Kaiba's turn. Kaiba 4,000, Pegasus 4,000.
I'll start things off. I summon Lajin, the mystical genie of the lamp. My genie will make my wishes come true when it sends you and your toys back to the playground. But for now, I set one card before ending my turn.
Turn 2, Pegasus' turn. Kaiba 4,000, Pegasus 4,000.
My turn. I activate this spell card. Wind Up Factory. This factory makes even Santa jealous. While my wind-up factory is on the field, I'll have a constant influx of brand new toys, because every time I activate the effect of one of my wind-up monsters, I get to pull a new one from my deck. And abracadabra, I have the perfect wind-up monster for matching your magical genie. I summon Wind-Up Magician in defense mode.
Your toy and your brain have a few screws loose if you think it stands a chance against my genie.
Maybe not yet, but watch as I wind up and let it go. You're about to witness a devastating chain reaction. After I summon Wind-Up Magician to my field, I can special summon Wind-Up Shark from my hand. But that's not all. When my Wind-Up Shark's effect activates in my hand, my Wind-Up Magician's effect activates on the field, allowing me to special summon another Wind-Up monster from my deck. And I think I'll special summon another Wind-Up Shark. It's going to be a feeding frenzy. And thanks to the activation of my Wind-Up monster's effect, I'll also use the effect of my Wind-Up Factory to add a Wind-Up monster from my deck to my hand.
Classic amateur move of quantity over quality, Cyclops. You may have 3 monsters on the field, but none of them are as strong enough to destroy my Lajin. That play was as pitiful as the monsters you just summoned.
That's because I'm not done yet, Kaiba boy. I still haven't played with my wind-up sharks. By winding each of them up, I can raise each of their levels to 5.
Big deal.
Yes, it is a big deal. because I'm doing this. With my level 5 wind-up sharks, I Xyz summon Adrius, Keeper of Armageddon.
What the heck is Xyz Summon? Where'd you learn how to do that?
Oh, Kaiba boy, how quickly you've forgotten about my Millennium Magic. My Millennium Eye gives me the power to read Billy Boy's mind. So everything Billy Break knows about his wind-up deck, I know too. That includes when to Xyz summon, which monster to choose, and how to use all of his deck's best combos. In fact, it almost is like you're dueling against him.
In that case, this should be the easiest duel ever. Enough talk! Are you going to attack my genie or not?
Well, since you offered, Adrius, attack Kaiba's Lajin.
You fool! I activate my ancient lamp! First, Lajin retreats into its lamp. Then, my ancient lamp deflects all attacks aimed at my genie. It looks like your Adrius's attack is headed straight for your wind-up magician.
Didn't I say I could read people's minds with my Millennium Eye? I knew you were going to do that. But unfortunately for you, you didn't know about my Adrius's special ability. When I Xyz summon Adrius, the monsters I use to create it become Xyz materials attached to Adrius. And once per turn, by detaching one of those Xyz materials, I can destroy one face-up card on the field.
Xyz monster or not, my genie is now protected by its ancient lamp.
Adrius isn't targeting your genie, Kaiba boy. It's targeting its home. I'll detach an Xyz material from Adrius to destroy your ancient lamp. How sad. A genie without its lamp is like Red Archery Girl without her bow, a Gemini elf without her twin, or Kaiba without his scowl. Lajin is once again vulnerable to all of my attacks and monster effects. I think I'll set 2 cards face down before ending my turn.
Turn 3, Kaiba's turn. Kaiba 4,000, Pegasus 4,000.
It's my turn. First, I activate my enemy controller up, left, down, right, A. By giving up 1,000 life points, I destroy your Adrius. Next, I activate this spell card, Dragon Shrine.
Impossible. That card isn't being released to the general public until September. How did you get that?
I'm not a member of the general public, Pegasus. I'm the president of Kaiba Corp. My connections extend throughout the world, and there isn't anything I can't afford. When I heard about the new cards in the saga of the Blue Eyes White Dragon structure deck, I made a couple of calls, got them delivered to my doorstep the next day. Dragon Shrine lets me send a dragon from my deck to my graveyard. Then, if that dragon is a normal monster, I can send another dragon from my deck to my graveyard. So first off, I'm saying bye-bye to my Blue Eyes White Dragon. Next, I'll send White Stone of Legend to my graveyard. When my White Stone of Legend is sent to the graveyard, I can add a Blue Eyes White Dragon from my deck to my hand. Next, I'll activate Trade-In. This card lets me discard a level 8 monster from my hand to draw 2 new cards. I'll discard the Blue Eyes White Dragon I just added to my hand to draw 2 more cards from my deck. Perfect. I activate Silver's Cry. This card lets me special summon a normal dragon from my graveyard. Come forth, Blue Eyes White Dragon.
I'm afraid your monster won't be sticking around for long. I activate my trap card, Bottomless Trap Hole. Now your dragon is banished from the duel, forced to fly into an abyss for all of eternity.
You'll pay for that. Lajin, attack Pegasus directly!
Oh, I think not. Your genie is about to join your dragon. I activate Dimensional Prison. Now your Legend is banished, just like your blue eyes. Better luck next time.
My turn isn't over yet, Pegasus. I activate this spell card, Shard of Greed. Now, during each of my draw phase, I get to add a greed counter to my shard. Once it has 2 greed counters, I can send it to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. I set 2 cards face down before ending my turn.
Turn 4, Pegasus turn. Kaiba 3,000, Pegasus 4,000.
My turn. I summon Wind Up Rabbit in attack mode. This cute and cuddly rabbit is my new favorite toy. We're gonna be best friends forever. Wind Up Rabbit, hop to it and pounce on Kaiba.
Silly rabbit. Your tricks are for kids. I activate my trap card, Shadow Spell. Wind Up Rabbit loses 700 attack points and is no longer able to attack. My life points are perfectly safe.
Did you know that my Wind Up Rabbit has a special ability?
What, like hiding Easter eggs?
No. I can wind up my rabbit to activate its effect and banish it until my next standby phase. Leap out of Kaiba's shackles, Wind Up Rabbit. Now that I've used my Wind Up Rabbit's effect, I also get to grab a new toy from my deck with the effect of Wind Up Factory. I set 1 card before ending my turn.
Turn 5, Kaiba's turn. Kaiba 3,000, Pegasus 4,000.
I draw. Since I've drawn my first card for the turn, I'll add a greed counter to my Shard of Greed. But the greed doesn't stop there, Pegasus. I activate Pot of Greed. This card lets me draw 2 cards. And my turn isn't even close to finished. Are you familiar with ancient Egyptian legends, Pegasus?
Of course. What do you think I base duel monsters on?
But I bet you never heard of this story. Egyptian legends spoke of a young blue-eyed girl who was physically weak, but in times of trouble, she unleashed an incredible power because she carried the spirit of the blue-eyes white dragon inside her.
Sounds like a tall tale to me.
It may just be a story, but this card I'm about to play is real. I summon Maiden with eyes of blue. Don't you be fooled by my Maiden's 0 attack and defense points. Her strengths are hidden from sight. Whenever she's targeted by an attack or card effect, I can special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from my hand, deck, or graveyard. Next, I activate my trap card, Castle of Dragon Souls. This card lets me banish a dragon from my graveyard to target a monster on my field and give it an additional 700 attack points. I banish White Stone of Legend from my graveyard to target my Maiden with eyes of blue. And, as you already know, every time my Maiden is targeted, I can special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Come forth, Blue Eyes White Dragon! Blue Eyes White Dragon, attack with White Lightning!
I activate my trap card, Compulsory Evacuation Device. Now your Blue Eyes White Dragon is returned to your hand, and my life points are spared from its attack.
Even still, that won't save you from my Maiden's attack. Maiden with eyes of blue, attack Pegasus directly! You just lost 700 life points. Finally, I activate Graceful Charity. This card lets me draw 3 cards and discard 2. I'll draw 3 cards and then discard the Blue Eyes White Dragon you just returned to my hand, along with Luster Dragon number 2. You're up, Pegasus.
Turn 6, Pegasus turn. Kaiba 3,000, Pegasus 3,300.
Oh, good. I draw a card, and then my wind-up rabbit leaps back onto the field in my standby phase. Next, I summon a monster that reminds me a lot about you. Wind-up rat.
How cheesy.
Now, wind up rat. Attack Kaiba's maiden with eyes of blue.
I activate my maiden's second ability. Once per turn, when she's attacked by a monster, I can negate that monster's attack and switch my maiden into defense mode. Then, I can special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from my hand, deck, or graveyard. So I'll negate your rabbit's attack and then special summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon I discarded on my last turn.
My battle phase isn't over yet, Kaiba boy. Wind up rat. Attack and destroy his maiden. Next, I'll activate my Wind Up Rat's effect. By winding it up, I can special summon another Wind Up monster. I'll special summon my Wind Up Shark back to the field. Don't forget about my Wind Up Factory. Now I get to add another Wind Up monster from my hand, too. Next, I'll use my Wind Up Shark's effect. But this time, instead of winding it forward one level, I'll wind it back, turning it into a level 3 monster.
Why would you do that?
Because it's time for another Xyz summon. I combine my level 3 Wind Up Rat and level 3 Wind Up Shark to Xyz summon Wind Up Zen Mines in defense mode. Oh, you're up, Kaiba boy.
Turn 7, Kaiba's turn. Kaiba 3000, Pegasus 3300.
I draw. Now I can add a second greed counter to my Shard of Greed. And you know what that means, Pegasus. I send it to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. Now, I activate Monster Reborn to special summon the Luster Dragon number 2 that I discarded earlier. But that's not all. I'll also activate another copy of Silver's Cry to special summon another Blue Eyes White Dragon from my graveyard. Take flight, Blue Eyes White Dragon! Face it, Pegasus, this duel is over. I have 3 monsters on my field, each with 2,400 or more attack points, while you only have a broken bunny and a rusted out toy with 2,100 defense points. Your 3,300 life points won't be able to withstand the onslaught of my 3 monsters. Luster Dragon number 2, recycle that rabbit!
Oh, Kaiba, you're such a funny bunny. Wind Up Rabbit hops out of harm's way. Then I get to use my Wind Up Factory's effect to add another Wind Up toy to my hand.
It makes no difference. Luster Dragon number 2, attack and destroy Pegasus's Wind Up Zen Mines instead.
Oh, oops, I forgot to tell you about my Xyz monster's special ability. Whenever Wind Up Zen Mines would be destroyed, I can detach an Xyz material from it instead. And since I combine 2 monsters to Xyz summon Wind Up Zen Mines, my monster has 2 Xyz materials.
Oh no!
Oh, yes. Not only am I still in this duel, but my Zen Mines can still protect me from 2 more attacks.
In that case, I'll keep pummeling it until it's in a scrap heap. Blue Eyes White Dragon, attack Zen Mines again!
There goes another Xyz material.
Now it's my last dragon's turn to attack. Blue Eyes, finish off his Zen Mines! You may have been able to survive the turn, but now your field is empty, and you're staring down 3 of my strongest monsters. I'll set a card before ending my turn.
Turn 8, Pegasus turn. Kaiba 3000, Pegasus 3300.
Oh, good, it's my turn again. I'll draw a card and then return my rabbit to the field. But he won't be hopping around for long. I'll use my rabbit's effect to banish it until my next standby phase. That lets me add another wind-up monster from my deck to my hand with my wind-up factory. Now I activate Dark Hole. All monsters on the field are destroyed. Next, I summon another wind-up rabbit to the field. Wind Up Rabbit, attack Kaiba Boy directly.
I activate my spell card, Shrink. Now your rabbit loses half of its attack points, so I only lose 700 life points.
700 life points that you couldn't afford to lose. You're down to just 2,300 life points. I set 2 cards before ending my turn.
Turn 9, Kaiba's turn. Kaiba 2,300, Pegasus 3,300.
I draw. I set a monster and set 2 cards in my spell and trap card zone.
Turn 10, Pegasus turn. Kaiba 2,300, Pegasus 3,300.
Well, that wasn't much of a turn. But now it's my turn again. And that means my second wind-up rabbit returns to the field. Now I have 2 little rabbit bunnies. But I won't risk losing them in my battle phase. That's why I'm summoning this card, Wind-Up Warrior. This heroic warrior protects and serves my other toys. First, I'll activate its effect to wind it up and give it an extra 600 attack. Then, I'll use both of my wind-up rabbit's effects to remove them from the duel until my next standby phase. And let's not forget about my wind-up factory. I'll get another wind-up warrior from my deck just in case. Now, Wind-Up Warrior, attack and destroy Kaiba's face-down monster.
You've attacked my Cyber Jar! Now all monsters on the field are destroyed. Then, we each flip the top 5 cards of our decks and summon all monsters among them.
I was getting tired of my wind-up warrior anyway. Let's see which new toys my deck has in store, shall we?
I'll special summon my Hitatsumi Giant in attack mode and add the rest of the cards to my hand. Pegasus, look at my monster. Are you 2 related? It has the same number of eyes as you.
Even with 1 eye, I can still see your defeat. It looks like I got my 3rd wind-up rabbit. I'll special summon it to the field alongside my wind-up dog.
Next, I'll use the effect of my Castle of Dragon Souls to banish a Blue Eyes from my graveyard and raise my Hitatsumi Giant's attack points to 1,900. Now it's stronger than both of your monsters.
Your Hitatsumi Giant may be protecting you for now, but it won't for long when I enter my main phase 2 and then activate Smashing Ground. Smashing Ground destroys your monster, so say bye-bye to your eye. I'll set 1 more card before ending my turn.
Turn 11, Kaiba's turn. Kaiba 2,300, Pegasus 3,300.
It's my turn. First, I summon Slate Warrior. Then, I use my Castle of Dragon Souls to banish my last Blue Eyes White Dragon from my graveyard and give my Slate Warrior an extra 700 attack points. Now, I activate my trap card, Return from the Different Dimension. By giving up half of my life points, I can special summon all of my banished monsters. I give up 1150 life points, and in exchange for those life points, I can special summon all 3 of my Blue Eyes White Dragons and my Legion back to the field. Now your worst nightmare is about to come true. I activate Polymerization to fuse my 3 Blue Eyes Dragons together. Behold, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon! Leaving your wind-up dog in attack mode was a big mistake, Pegasus. My Ultimate Dragon has 4,500 attack points. As soon as it wipes out your crusty canine, your life points will be reduced to 0. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, attack Pegasus's wind-up dog with Neutron Blast attack and finish this duel!
I don't think so. I activate my trap card, Dimensional Prison. This card banishes any attacking monster from the duel. Bid farewell to your Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
If my Ultimate Dragon is going down, it's taking you down with it. I reveal my trap card, Ring of Destruction. This card destroys any monster on the field and reduces both players' life points by that monster's attack points. By selecting my Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, I can destroy it and inflict 4,500 points of damage to both of our life points.
But that means you'll lose too.
Maybe if I didn't have this. I activate Ring of Defense. My Ring of Defense nullifies the damage that my Ring of Destruction deals to me. That means only you lose 4,500 life points. This duel is over.
Oh, think again. I activate Book of Moon. This card puts your Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon face down, so your triple-headed terror lost all of its bite.
Or so you think. I chain Diffusion! Now, I split my Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon back into the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons I used to summon it. That means I have 5 monsters on my field staring down your weak wind-ups. Blue Eyes White Dragons, end this duel! Triple White Lightning Attack!
I love getting your hopes up just to crush them. Your moves are so predictable. I activate my last face-down card, Mirror Force. This card stops all your attacks and destroys all of your monsters.
My blue eyes are gone!
I just destroyed all 5 of your monsters with a single card. No wonder Yugi Boy likes this trap card so much.
This can't be happening. You just got lucky.
Luck has nothing to do with it. You can buy all the cards in the world, but you can't buy skill.
I set my last card and end my turn.
Turn 12, Pegasus turn, Kaiba 1150, Pegasus 3300.
I draw a card for my turn, and then return my rabbits to the field in my standby phase. Now I summon Wind-Up Warrior to the field. Look at all my monsters. I can't wait to play with them all. I'll wind up my dog and my warrior to raise their levels to 5. Then I'll combine them to Xyz summon Tiras, Keeper of Genesis. Whenever Tiras successfully attacks, it gets to destroy a card on your field. Furthermore, while it has any Xyz materials attached to it, it can't be destroyed. Now, let's move on to my battle phase, shall we? Wind up, Rabbit. Attack Kaiba directly.
I activate Negate Attack. Your attack is negated, and your battle phase immediately ends.
Oh, you're only prolonging your defeat. I'll set one more card to my back row. Oh, not that I'll need it. It's your turn, Kaiba boy. But before I end my turn, my Tiras must give up one of its Xyz materials. I don't know of any card that you can draw to save you. You have no cards in your hand and only a crumbling castle on your field. This duel is as good as over.
Turn 13, Kaiba's turn, Kaiba 1150, Pegasus 3300.
I draw. Perfect. I banish Lejin, the mystical genie of the lamp, and Blue Eyes White Dragon from my graveyard. Come forth, Chaos Emperor Dragon, envoy of the end!
Impossible. You must be joking.
It's no joke, and neither is my Chaos Emperor Dragon's special ability. By paying 1,000 life points, I send all cards in our hands and on our fields to the graveyard. Then, you take 300 points of damage for each card sent to the graveyard. Chaos Emperor Dragon, activate your effect!
I'll use the effects of my wind-up rabbits to let them dodge your Chaos Emperor Dragon. That leaves only 3 cards in my hand and 3 on my field for Chaos Emperor Dragon to send to the graveyard. Even after Chaos Emperor Dragon sends itself, along with your trap card to the graveyard, I'll only lose 2,400 life points. Which means I still have 900 life points left. It looks like your Chaos Emperor Dragon wasn't strong enough to defeat me. On my next turn, all of my wind-up rabbits will return to the field to finish you off. Oh, good game, Kaiba boy.
Have you forgotten about my Castle of Dragon Souls? When my castle is sent to the graveyard, I get to special summon one of my banished dragons. After my Chaos Emperor Dragon sends all of our cards to the graveyard, I special summon my Blue Eyes White Dragon.
That castle's effect is optional. You can't use it.
Wrong, Pegasus. My castle's effect says it can be used if it's sent to the graveyard, not when. So I can use it, even though you taking damage was the last thing to happen. So, did you even read the dueling guide that you wrote?
I thought I changed its effect when I designed the card.
You thought wrong. Just like you thought wrong when you said you were going to win this duel. Blue Eyes White Dragon, attack Pegasus directly.
Oh no!
You put up a good duel, Pegasus. I may have underestimated the strength of these Duelists World Championship qualifier decks. The one mistake they made was letting you duel in their place.
Good duel, Kaiba boy. I'll have to make sure no more copies of the old Castle of Dragon Souls make it out into the wild. That way duelists like you won't be able to use it with Chaos Emperor Dragon.
So Pegasus, are you going to stick around for the World Championship qualifier finals?
Of course. Who would crown the champion if not the creator of their beloved game?
I'd stick around too, but I have Kaiba Corp to run.
Everyone, give it up to Pegasus and Kaiba.
Konami.